Welcome to my pre-algebra class. We're on chapter 14. We're doing section 14.5 and 14.6. 14.5 is on the volume of cylinders and cones. We're trying to see how much space is stacked inside the cylinder. So we find the area of the base figure. In a cylinder, it's always a circle, and times it by its height to see how many circles we can stack inside. So in this case, pi is going to be 3.14 since neither 15 nor 8 are divisible by 7. The radius is 8. And remember, we square that first before anything else, and then times it by the height, 15. So if you do this on a calculator, make sure you do it in this order. You take 3.14 and then you times it by 8, and it has to be squared first, times 15. And we get 3,014.4, and this is volume, so it's how many little cubes you have inside, so it's the cubic units. In this case, centimeters cubed. A cone, remember, is like a pyramid. It comes to a point. So in order to find the volume inside the circles, increasingly get smaller and smaller and smaller until they come to a point. So we take 1/3 the area of the base figure times the height. The base figure in a cone is still a circle, so it's pi r squared. And in this case, pi would be 22/7 since 7 is divisible by 7. And radius is squared, so it'd be 7 squared times the height, 10. Now you have to do the squaring first if you want to do any canceling. So 22/7 times 49 times 10. And we could take 7 into 49, it goes 7 times. And if we multiply the top, we get 22 times 7 times 10, which is 1,540 over 3. And if we divide by 3, we get 5, 1, 3 1/3 cubic meters, or short form would be meters cubed. So we'll do the first part of this assignment since we have 2 sections. So turn to page 648. And we're doing 1 through 14. So problem number 2 on 648. We want to find the volume of that can. And if you're looking at the can, it has a radius of 7 and a height of 18. It's lying on its side. So volume equals pi r squared, the area of the base figure, times the height. Since the radius is 7, we're going to use 22/7. The radius squared would be 7 squared, and the height is 18. So that's 22/7 times 49 times 18. And 7 goes into 49, 7. And all we have to do now is multiply 22 times 7 times 18. And we get our answer 2,772, and the unit was inches cubed. Problem number 4 is a cone. Because it comes to a point, we take 1/3 the base figure, which is a circle, pi r squared, times the height. So it's going to be 1/3. And since Nothing is divisible by 7. 30, neither the 30 or the 2. We use 3.14 for pi. The radius is 12. We're going to square that. And the height is 30. So if I did this on the calculator, I'd take 3.14 times, I have to square the 12 before I can do any multiplication. So if you have this key, use the square key, times 30. And that gives me that number, but I still have to divide by 3 because I have to take a third of it. So divide by 3. And I get the answer 4,521.6 inches cubed. Be real careful when you use your calculator. Be sure you're doing it correctly. You actually get the answer they have. Number 6, you have a cone, and the radius is 42 and the height is 60. So volume equals 1/3 pi r squared, area of the base figure times the height. For pi, we're going to use 22/7 since 42 is divisible by 7. And I'm going to do a little differently this time. I'm going to take 42 times 42, write it out, because I can see I can do a lot of canceling here, times 60. The 7 goes with the 42 6 times. The 3 cancels with the 60, 20. So all I have to do now is multiply the numerators. 22 times 6 times 42 times 20. And that gives me the answer, which is 110,880 cubic centimeters. A lot of little squares, little cubes rather. Number 8. We have a cylinder, so its volume equals the area of the base figure times the height. And the 21 millimeters is divisible by 7, so we're going to use 22/7. The radius is 24, so we have to square that. And the height is 21. So I can cancel the 7 and the 21, getting 3. And if I use my calculator carefully, make sure I square the 24 before I multiply by anything else. 22 times 24 squared times 3 equals, this is number 8, and I think I made a mistake because that's not the answer in the book. Oh, I see what I did. Not thinking carefully. The radius, the diameter is 12, so the radius, the diameter is 24, so the radius should be 12. So redoing that, that's why we look at the answers. 22 times 12 squared times 3 gives me the correct answer, 9,504. And the unit is millimeters cubed. Problem number 10. We have a cone, so volume equals 1/3 pi r squared times the height. And in this case, neither the height nor the radius is divisible by 7, so we're going to use 3.14 for pi. The radius is 6, so we square 6 times the height, which is 20. Now, if I want to get rid of the 3 right now, if I put the 6 times 6 down times 20, I can cancel out the 3 with the 6. So then I can take 3.14 times 2 times 6, 3.14 times 2 times 6 times 20, and the answer is 753.6. And the unit is inches cubed. Just remember, when you cancel, you can't cancel the 3 with the 6 with the square there. You have to break it up. It won't work. Number 12, we have a cylinder, volume equals pi r squared, the area of the base figure times the height. And neither the radius nor the height is divisible by 7. So we're going to use 3.14. The radius is 15. We're going to square that. The height is 30. So on your calculator, 3.14 times 15 squared times 30. And that gives us our answer of 21,195. And the unit is meters cubed. Problem number 14 says the height of a funnel. And a funnel looks like this. So the height of the funnel is 12, and the radius of the base is 7. So we're finding the volume of a cone. So it's 1/3 pi r squared times the height. Since the 7 is divisible by 7, we're going to use 22/7, and I'm going to write the 7 twice and times it by 12, because I can see the 7 is going to cancel and the 3 is going to cancel. So now all I have to do is take 22 times the 7 times the 4, and I get my answer, which is 616 centimeters cubed. Okay, be sure you check the answers for the odds in the back. If you get it wrong, go back and check your calculator work or get help.